Grateful to have you. I was just in our Republican conference meeting, and there is such a great feeling of esprit de corps amongst House Republicans. What happened is we went through 3 weeks of tumult here. Obviously, everybody watched it. You all walked through that valley with us, but we came out even stronger. And I'm telling you that right now, this group is ready to govern, and we have begun that already in earnest. We share enduring core principles, and I referenced this on the floor Wednesday night last week before I took my oath of office. What we stand for are the core principles of America. I call them the 7 core principles of American conservatism, but as I said from the chamber there up in the rostrum, that it's really America's principles. It's individual freedom and limited government and the rule of law, peace through strength, fiscal responsibility, free markets and human dignity. These are the ideas that have guided our nation since its founding, and I believe that when we anchor ourselves to those again, we do right by the country. But during a perilous time at home and abroad, we are united, and we're united in our pursuit of very clear objectives. We want to rein in reckless spending, we want to reduce inflation, and of course, right out of the blocks here, as has been noted, we're going to support our close friend and ally, Israel. Regarding Israel, while House Republicans are leading on approach, we're also leading the charge to support our cherished friend. And last week, in one of my first acts as Speaker, we passed a resolution reaffirming our commitment to Israel in its moment of peril. And now, as Israel begins the next phase of its war, it's been kind of disturbing to us. I've heard Democrats suggest that there needs to be a ceasefire. Let us be clear. We've been very clear about this. There was a ceasefire. It was before October 7th, and Hamas broke it, and Israelis suffered unspeakable acts of evil, as you've heard even recounted here this morning. Israel doesn't need a ceasefire. It needs its allies to cease with the politics and deliver support now, and that's what we're doing. House Republicans plan to do that. We're going to do it in short order, and it provides Israel the aid it needs to defend itself, free its hostages, and eradicate Hamas, which is a mission that must be accomplished. All of this, while we also work to ensure responsible spending and reduce the size of the federal government to pay for that commitment to our friend and ally. I spoke with Prime Minister Netanyahu on the phone on Saturday evening, and he used the terms that the next day he used in a public statement, and he said this is a battle between good and evil. It's between light and darkness, and I could not agree more. There is absolutely no equivocation here. We have to stand with Israel, and so even our most hardline, fiscal conservatives and those who typically oppose the idea of foreign aid in principle, they understand the necessity of this and what it means, and so I'm optimistic we'll get those bills over the line. We have obligations and we have commitments, and we want to protect and help and assist our friend Israel, but we have to keep our own house in order as well. And I think people at home, I think the American people understand that. At home, you have to balance your budget. At home, you have to make tough decisions. And Washington should run the same way. And so we are here to change the environment, to change the paradigm, the way Washington thinks. If we continue on the trajectory we're on, it's going to hurt our country terribly. Ukraine will come in short order. It will come next, and you've heard me say that we want to pair border security with Ukraine because I think we can get bipartisan agreement on both of those matters. Look, the American people feel very strongly about this, and I do as well, and I can tell you House Republicans do. We have obligations, and we have things that we can and should do around the world, but we have to take care of our own house first. And as long as the border's wide open, we're opening ourselves up for great threat. And again, it's just a matter of principle that if we're going to take care of a border in Ukraine, we need to take care of America's border as well. And I think there's bipartisan support for that idea. We're going to get right to that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
The Tigers.